Good evening, everybody. These days, the society as well as the country has been witnessing a new scenario where young generation has been posing themselves in their own ways. I think there is a big gap between the modern generation and elder generation or older generation, whatever you may call. The older generation has been thinking about the heritage, has been thinking about the culture, established custom, religious attachment, and above all, they have been using polished words. Whether they are talking with a beggar, a shopkeeper, a cobbler, or in the family also, they have been using good words, loving words. But the modern generation has been placing their ideas according to their own perception, own attitude, own learning, and above all, the impact of the modern technology. Modern technology, that is that mobile. There we find certain filthy words, unwanted words have been shortened in the messages, and they create a sort of a new set of mindset of the new generation. This very topic I have undertaken today is the focal point, generation gap. The modern generation has been thinking in its own ways. I have an example. I was a teacher, and this topic was there in the class 10 main course book. Generation gap. There is a family where a daughter has been studying in the college, in the hostel, staying in the hostel. She comes home and she has a separate room to stay there and study there. Parents have been taking care of her in good manner, providing all sorts of facilities. Early in the morning, when she gets up, the mother asks her to clean her room. The girl replies that it is not my duty. Again, mother suggests to clean her clothes. They are haphazardly lying in the room. The girl said it was not her duty to clean the clothes. See, the elder generation has been cleaning his clothes, cleaning his rooms on their own, but the modern generation has been thinking that it's not their duty or her duty or his duty. This leads to think about this very situation, about the generation gap. Generation gap is the difference of values. What are the values the older generation has been cherishing that is being neglected by the modern generation. They have their own attitudes and they have their own habits. And all these means values, attitudes, and habits, they are completely different from the older generation. And the older generation or elder generation tries the best to chastise, polish the modern generation children, but it doesn't happen. Why? Because the modern generation has been enjoying the modern science and technology, and in the modern science and technology as well as on the mobile phones, different sorts of shorts come, different sorts of videos come, and they copy them. This creates a kind of misunderstanding between the elder generation and the new generation, the modern generation. The modern generation wants to work according to his styles or her styles, and it has his own way of life. नो डाउट, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है ओन वे ऑफ लाइफ हो, बट सिस्टमेटिक लाइफ इज एसेंशियल. सिस्टमेटिक लाइफ इज एसेंशियल. ए कल्चर्ड लाइफ इज एसेंशियल. हमें सुसंस्कृत होना चाहिए. जैसे घर में हम सही शब्दों का प्रयोग करते हैं, वैसे ही हम बाहर भी करें. दुकान में करें, अपने एल्डर्स के साथ करें, अपने जूनियर्स के साथ करें. इन अंडर ऑल द सर्कमस्टांसेस इट इज़ बाउंड एंड वी आर बाउंड टू follow the established rules. Otherwise, the kind of nexus that has been flourishing in the society, that will be broken into pieces. तो यहाँ पर एक प्रकार का गैप चल रहा है मॉडर्न जनरेशन एंड ओल्ड जनरेशन में. और मॉडर्न जनरेशन क्या चाहता है कि हम अपने ढंग से चलें, हम फ्रीक्वेंट रहें. अभी जो कुछ हमारे देश में जंतर मंतर पर हुआ, बहुत सारे लोग, चाहे बॉयज़ हो या गर्ल्स हो, दे participated in that very movement, procession and activities without having the permission of their parents. And they set aside their careers. They didn't think what would happen in future if they would participate in the movement, in the protest there on the Jantar Mantar. And people have been surprised. Parents are surprised to note the behavior, changing behavior of the modern generation. I think it's a high time when we have to think about the modern generation and it's about its behavior. This is a term took a momentum in 1960s, and it describes the disconnect between different generations, particularly as they reach adulthood and experience distinct social and cultural environments. See the condition. This started in 1960s, and it is our duty to abide the thinkings of the modern generation. At the same time, it is our duty to chastise them, to bring them back on the right track. It is our duty. यदि हम राइट ट्रैक पर नहीं लाते हैं तो वो एक दिन बहुत बुरी स्थिति में आ जाएगा। और ये जो नया जनरेशन है, इसको हम बेबी बूमर्स भी कह सकते हैं, जनरेशन एक्स भी कह सकते हैं, मिलेनियल्स भी कह सकते हैं, जनरेशन जी भी कह सकते हैं, और जनरेशन अल्फ़ा भी कह सकते हैं। और ये सब हमारे सोसाइटी में न्यू कल्चर डेवलप कर रहे हैं। एक बात मैं बड़ा ही स्पष्ट रूप से बताना चाहूँगा, इट इज़ द प्राइमरी ड्यूटी ऑफ द पेरेंट्स टू provide all sorts of facilities together with the education to the children. But they don't expect that their children should be wayward. They leave their own path, their right path, whatever it has been there. उसको छोड़ें ये नहीं चाहते हैं. Still they have been providing, and I hope this generation gap is to be realized by the older or elder generation, and they should come forward to have a kind of bonding by solving all sorts of problems and answering all the questions of their young generation, Generation G, and go hand in hand with them. Otherwise, new generation has been facing new problem. I would like to put forth one important point. जनरेशन गैप ही है जिसके कारण एल्डर्स जो हैं वो ओल्ड एज होम में हैं और यंगर्स आउटसाइड रह रहे हैं। आज ही एक आदमी बता रहे थे कि एक व्यक्ति अपने बेटा को खूब पढ़ाए और उसको पढ़ा करके इतना कर दिया कि वो चला गया इंग्लैंड, और जब वो मरे उनको खबर हुई तो वो बोले कि हम तो नहीं आ पाएंगे। अच्छा, चचेरा भाई को बोलिए दाह संस्कार कर देंगे, हम 3 दिन के लिए आएंगे, मात्र 3 दिन के लिए आएंगे, अंतिम में अभी हम नहीं आ सकते हैं। दिस इज अ पॉइंट टू बी नोटेड दैट modern generation has been hankering after money. They don't have time, they don't have mindset, they don't have emotions, they don't have attitude to respect their elders, and this should be taken into consideration. I hope it will lead to the society if on the right track if we take it so seriously. This generation gap has been creating a number of problems. The elders should come forward to adjust with them and cherish with them. Don't be so anxious, don't be so angry. They should try to realize the feelings of the modern generation. Only then the problems can be sorted out. The problems can be sorted out with love, not with anger at all. I hope it will be highly helpful. Thank you. Thank you.